First of all, I would like to thank Father Stavisky and the rest of the prep faculty and supporters for the robotics lab. Thank you so much. And also, I'd like to thank Father Stavisky for having faith in the prep players and all that we do here at Fairfield Prep. Well, good evening. My name is Junlin Mo, for those of you who don't know, and I'm currently a senior at Fairfield College Preparatory School. First, I would like to thank the administrators, faculty, staff, and most importantly, the benefactors for attending tonight's event. As a member of the graduating class of Prep's 75th anniversary, I have sat in the same seats that you have sat in, have experienced the same halls that we know and love, and have experienced the same Prep brotherhood that we all have experienced. I stand before you not knowing your names, your backgrounds, your life, but I know that we were Prep brothers at one point. I want to take a moment to emphasize that critical point, the Prep brotherhood. And I'm sure everyone here has heard it before, but it is honestly what makes Prep a different school. I came from a very common background for an immigrant family. My family and I moved from Guangzhou, China to New Jersey when I was just 3 years old. From New Jersey, I moved to New York and finally to Bridgeport, Connecticut. Speaking English was difficult for my family, and it was hard to navigate from place to place. Because I was in school, I learned that language quickly and had to become the translator for my family, something that I still practice today. Now, I do have a little brother, and hopefully he will be adopting that role coming up. And as a result, I was actually the one who wrote my financial aid application and admissions application to Fairfield Prep. Although I grew up in the nicer part of Bridgeport, the North End, my neighborhood was still not conducive to what I thought life would be. I received a okay education from elementary to middle school as I attended lower class public schools in Bridgeport. The classes often lacked basic school supplies like textbooks, and the buildings often looked like it would crumble at any moment. My friends and I followed the same basic routine: go to school, head to the corner shop where we rarely bought anything, and then head straight to the local park to escape the school environment. In the back of my mind, I knew that there was more to life than that, and I wanted to chase that reality. Like many students, I applied to Fairfield Prep cautiously. The $18,000 price tag really made me hesitate at the door. There was no way that my family could afford that for 4 years. In spite of the hefty price tag, I could feel that Fairfield Prep had a different atmosphere than other high schools. Looking at Prep, some may call the feeling a hope for a brighter future, but for Prep brothers, we would call it a strong will to fight for our dreams, and that's really important. My surrounding community was not a place that I found conducive to my educational path. If anything, I felt as if my local high schools may have even driven me down a worse path. And at my local high schools, I didn't get the feeling that I could fit in, love just being at the school, or make friends that would last a lifetime. From my research, I learned that 100% of Prep students attend college, and the majority of graduates went to top universities. Now obviously, that's appealing to me. Graduating from Prep would give me an advantage, and I saw it as an opportunity to propel me and my family out of our situation. I envisioned myself crossing the stage at the end of my senior year in that white tuxedo. Fairfield Prep, I thought, was where my dreams had come true. On a fateful day, I remember driving into Prep with my family to finalize paperwork. Not the most exciting trip, but I remember the lot being empty, and in front of me stood the two towering historic buildings of Berkman and Xavier. The scene seemed to come out of a painting. The sky was a mystical dust that seemed to envelop Prep in a magnificent blend of purple, blue, and gold light. As I nervously paced through the front doors, scared out of my socks, I kept wondering to myself, what did I get myself into? Since that fateful day, Fairfield Prep's financial aid program has contributed over $70,000 to my education, and I could not be more grateful. I knew coming in the door that I would have to work extremely hard for these 4 years to make the most out of my time here. Since the first day I stepped into these halls, I took off running, founding the Digital Technology Club during freshman year, and subsequently joining almost every single club at Fairfield Prep. Since then, I have found an honest and absolutely beautiful community within Fairfield Prep. And it's not the one that you would expect from a science and math-focused student as I was in elementary and middle school. I came into prep thinking that I knew exactly who I was going to be at graduation. I was going to build great robots and research crazy science subjects like quantum physics. Prep supported me in both of those ventures. But something special happened when I joined Fairfield Prep's drama club, the Prep Players. During my freshman year, I signed up for speech and theater as an elective. After watching the fall play, I decided to audition for the Prep Players. Keep in mind, I had never done theater before. But little did I know, I just signed up for the craziest roller coaster of my life. Ecstatic, nervous, and noticeably at least 4 inches shorter than everyone else in the room. I walked into the audition waiting room, and every cast member jumped to their feet to greet me. It was amazing. And these were the actors that I had seen on stage just a few months before. I then nervously gave my monologue while sweating out at least twice my body weight in water. And then when I joined the Prep Players Ensemble, I became a part of a group of people committed to working together and creating something truly extraordinary. Every day after school, I could see just how much drive and dedication my castmates put into every second of rehearsal. We have a saying in Prep Players, that we will always hold you up. It was the first time that I had ever felt like a part of a community at school. We became more than just a cast. We took care of each other. Just last year, we tackled the American classic play, Our Town, by Thornton Wilder, where we illustrated topics of hardship and the real beauty of every second of human life. As a cast, we would watch Broadway shows together, eat together, and every December we would even adopt a family and provide for them a Christmas that they could have not otherwise afforded. I even convinced my best friend Freddie to join the Prep Players during sophomore year. It's the closest thing that I have to a family, besides my parents and little brother. And I can't thank you all enough for changing my life, just like that. And I think that's something else beautiful about Fairfield Prep, that we have all these people coming from different backgrounds, and everyone at Prep can just say hi to each other. It's honestly so inviting. Every day I see freshmen high-fiving seniors standing at almost double their height, students getting to know faculty members that they have never seen before, and students trying out new sports and activities that they would not have tried normally. I remember during my freshman retreat that our class's motto was, "From many rivers to one ocean," and Prep is a prime example of that. Academically, Prep has allowed me to thrive and flourish. Beyond achieving summa cum laude, I have learned so much in the classroom. I've learned to publicly speak from Mrs. Hoover, and hopefully this is evidence of that. I've learned not how just to write, but to deliver emotion on the page from my English teachers. I learned so much in honors physics that I decided to take the AP, or Advanced Placement Physics test, a college-level test, without even having to take the AP physics class. J'ai appris tout du français, to how fusion happens in the sun, to how we won the Revolutionary War. For those who don't speak French, I just said I learned everything from French, to how fusion happens in the sun, and how we won the Revolutionary War. I was even recognized as a National Merit Commended Scholar for scoring in the top 3% of the nation in the PSATs. And it is thanks to the amazing faculty and the amazing support that we have received that I was able to accomplish so much in just 4 years. I'd like to say that I've contributed to Fairfield Prep in a few ways. I participated in 6 shows. I've led the Fairfield Prep robotics team to second place alliance in the state. And I'm currently in charge of 5 fantastic organizations: the robotics team, the digital technology club, the engineering team, the business club, and the science fair club. I've competed in the Connecticut Science Fair every year since I came to Prep, winning awards for my projects in sensory isolation, quantum mechanics, and quantum computation. Throughout my years at Prep, I have learned that it is not just about the things that you gain in life, but what you do to impact the world. I'm committed to justice, and that is why throughout my years enrolled, I have started a business in the advertising sector and a charity organization. Lately, I co-founded a research initiative with a few other Prep students to help provide a sustainable source of water to developing countries like Haiti. We are not working alone. We pulled along Yale Professor of Environmental Science, Dr. Berlin, to guide us on our venture. Our plan is to use natural resources to provide a constant supply of water to communities where water scarcity is a huge problem for families and children, such as in Africa and Haiti. None of this would have happened if I didn't go to prep. If I didn't go to prep, I may have ended up at Central Maggot in Bridgeport, where instead of prep players, I may have been playing pranks on teachers. Instead of robotics, I may have sat at home and played computer games all day. And instead of succeeding, I may have been limited in my opportunities. Without the support of Fairfield Prep, I would not have been able to accomplish as much as I have. But the future is bright because of the amazing people who are willing to stand behind me. I'm looking forward to applying to schools such as University of Pennsylvania, Stanford University, and Carnegie Mellon University. I think anyone who has gone to prep knows that these 4 years changes a man's life. It changed mine, and I can't thank everyone here enough for that. It's a tough task to convey this intrinsic emotion to people. You and I both know that. Part of that which makes prep unique is that it has something unspeakable among all prep brothers, a bond that lasts forever. This bond exists between students, faculty, alums, and even our families. We wear our prep name, we wear it with pride. Prep will always push you to run faster, think smarter, and fight harder. When we play on the field, we will always support you so that we can keep improving. More importantly, we will always hold you up in times of trouble and in times of triumph. This bond is worth more than all of the other high school educations combined. It is a way to perpetuate the prep legacy, to make sure that we don't go away anytime soon, to spread the good word. We teach men to do the modest, AMDG for the greater glory of God. We make fine men out of boys, and we never say die. Oftentimes, we leave and forget our thank yous. In a few months, I will be the person to leave. Therefore, I want to say thank you to the person who believed in me. I want to say thank you for taking the chance to invest in my education. I would not be here if it weren't for you, and confident that I would have just been another statistic. Because of you, doors have been opened, opportunities sought, and my dreams fulfilled. Thank you so much.